Oi. 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 Sprawl, sprawl, sprawl. Oi. Oi, good, good, good. Oi. Oh, get your leg out, get your leg. Yeah.
In this video, I spar Kaysun, one of my students at Glory Martial Arts Center. We kept the striking to a minimal and focused mostly in the grappling. In this video, I'll be breaking down my striking into takedowns as well as how I transition from one attack on the ground to the other. So round one here, I faked my overhand right and shifted into southpaw stance as I grabbed Kaysun's lead leg for a single leg takedown. To defend, he sprawled and kicked his leg back. He's got a wrestling background, so he's got a really good strong sprawl. I knew I couldn't finish it, so I transitioned into the body lock. Kaysun pushes my face away and shoots his hips back to defend the body lock takedown. While scrambling, Kaysun attempts an inside leg trip on me. He does it actually twice, and while doing so, he lowered his head, so I transitioned to the chin strap by letting go of my right arm and wrapping around his chin. Kaysun does a great job at sitting out and getting the single leg. He takes me down, but I reversed it by extending my leg with my butterfly hook and kicking him over my head. I tried to do a back roll and right into mount, but he stopped me by holding onto my leg here. It should have looked like this. So he drove into my guard and I tried to finish him with the guillotine. Kaysun defends nicely, so I did an arm drag by passing his arm to my right and reached for his back. Kaysun knew I wanted his back, so he squared up with me, in which I transitioned by pushing his head down with my left hand and kicking my leg over for an armbar. Kaysun does a great job at stacking me to defend, but I hooked his leg and swept him to the ground, eventually finishing the armbar.
Oi, oi, oi. Tap, tap.
We reset and I immediately shot for a double leg. I drove him against the wall and scored a double leg. I wrapped my legs around both his legs and slowly inched my way up to mount position. I eventually worked into some ground and pound, which caused Kaysun to turn and give his back. I take his back and sunk in my choking arm, and even had one of his arms trapped with my leg. But Kaysun does a great job by defending and turning into me. I was sliding off his back and was about to be in bottom guard, but before that, I threw my leg over top and went for another armbar just like before, but the timer went off.
Watch your heads. Time.
Now, before we continue, have you ever wondered how the best combat athletes in the world train and improve? I know you guys have all asked me how I personally develop my speed and explosivity. Well, I'm excited to share with you guys the Fighting Fitness Fundamentals program, an 8-week progressive workout routine to expand your strength, speed, and athleticism. You will learn never before released techniques to develop an explosive and powerful core, more violent kicks and punches, and overwhelming grappling strength. This is the program I follow 3 times a week to get to the shape I am in. Learn the behind-the-scenes secrets to my style and become a better martial artist with coaching from my personal trainer, Ben Johnson. For more information, click the link in the description box below. Round 2, we did a little more striking. Kaysun does a scissor kick to my body in which I caught, put my head on the inside of his hip, and reached for the other leg as I went for head on inside double leg takedown. Kaysun gives up his back to pop back up to his feet, but I was quick enough to follow behind, sink my leg hooks in, and roll to my shoulder to take the back and sinked in the rear naked choke. We reset, and this time Kaysun shoots on me, in which I defended with an over and underhook. I threw him off, but he reshot for another double leg, in which I defended with the whizzer and quarter turn. Then I reshot for a double leg, but Kaysun stuffed it.
Good sprawl.
This time, I did a drop shift jab to the overhand right to close the distance and right into my head on inside double leg takedown again.
Scramble, scramble, scramble. You gotta put your legs on his hips, push off.
Both tricep, both tricep. Yeah, kick me away.
Yeah.
Kaysan does a Rhino kick to kick me off and stood back up. Kaysan shoots for a double leg again, in which I defended with the whizzer and quarter turn, and I go for what I believe is called an Harai Goshi.
Oi! Oi!
Kaysan reverses the takedown, which causes a scramble, and we get back to our feet.
Come on, baby. 5 seconds, let's go,
I
baby.
caught
5
another
seconds,
one of
let's
his
go.
body kicks, but this time transitioned into a single leg takedown. And that was the end of round 2. And round 3, a nice Superman jab to start by
Oh,
Kaysan,
Superman,
and I shot
nice.
for the single leg takedown, in which Kaysan reverses me by hooking my thigh and flipping me over.
Oi! Oi, good, good, good. Oi!
I spun around
Oi,
and
good,
pulled
good, good.
guard. I then transitioned into K-guard to throw him over and stood back up. And Kaysan rushes forward at me with the takedown, but I was able to defend with another under and overhook. Kaysan makes a mistake by trying to throw me over and falls onto his back, and I was able to grab the head and finish a guillotine.
Oh, my goodness.
And a nice kick up.
Kung Fu fighting.
We reset, some flow striking here.
Oi. 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 Oof, oof.
And
Oi.
another kick caught and into a single leg takedown. Kaysan immediately kicks me back and stands up. I then rushed forward for another double leg, and that's the end of round 3.
Kick out. Kick out to score. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oi.